Abigail is a 2024 horror film about a group of criminals hired to commit a heist involving the kidnapping of a young ballerina. But everything goes drastically wrong once they discover that this little girl is the father of this underworld crime boss, notoriously known for being extremely violent. And then they have to decide what they want to do, if they want to continue on with this mission or just abandon it totally. And then things take a slight curveball turn, and then things take another turn when you find out something else about the film. So I heard a lot of things about this movie. I saw the little trailer, a teaser trailer about it, and I thought it was a completely different film than what I was getting when I went to see it. As I did see this movie twice. The first time I watched it, I fell asleep. So that was a bad sign, but I think I was just tired. So then I rewatched it, and I am mixed about my feelings about this movie. And I don't know if it's because I'm a curmudgeon or what it actually is. It's like when I watch a movie now, I notice the bad and the awful off like right away. And then I don't see anything positive in it. The dialogue I'll find is garbage. Sometimes the acting, but in this film, I think the actors were fine, even though I don't like the lead actress in this movie, Melissa Barrera. She plays Joey in this movie, and she's the lead. Another thing I noticed is all the white guys in this movie are bad or stupid. But that's every Hollywood movie nowadays. And the girls are strong and powerful and smart. Basically, this is another thing I disliked about the movie. As it was going on, as it started, it was like, oh, I actually pitched this idea to a friend of mine not that long ago, and I was going to start working on it. And I did a little bit, but not this movie at all. Totally different, but same concept. It's a Tarantino film. And I mean Tarantino film, this is what I mean. This is From Dusk Till Dawn. That's all it is. And that's what Hollywood does nowadays. All they do is they take an original film and then they just change it and add their own little spin to it and say it's a new movie. And I guess I could give them the credit for that instead of just actually remaking the film. They do try to do that. So that's what this is. This is From Dusk Till Dawn. What do I mean by that? The movie starts out completely different. It's a heist film, a kidnapping film. They take this girl. You think it's going to be about gangsters trying to come and rescue the girl. And then what does it turn into? Like Dusk Till Dawn. They go over the border. They're criminals. They kidnap this family, basically, and hold them hostage to take them across the border. And once they get across the border, they're going to let them go. And once they're at this little bar, and then all of a sudden you find out that the bar is actually a bar full of vampires. This movie is the girl they kidnapped is a vampire. It's the same thing like From Dusk Till Dawn. So right there, I'm like, ugh. Then it's not written very well in the sense that why do we have to care about these criminals and their backstory? I don't understand. What was even the point of this? There's also a scene later on in the movie where they actually knock her out, the Abigail, the vampire girl. And instead of killing her after they know she's a vampire, they hold her hostage I know why, to find a way out, because they need to find a way out. You would think they would just kill her and then find their own way out afterwards, any way possible, or use the other girl, the hacker girl, who later comes up with the idea after they don't kill her to how to get out. Well, anyway, whatever. I'm just being a little bit picky. I understand that, but that's just me, and I apologize. But with that being said, and with the plethora of issues I had with this film, in the beginning. Plus, they give them names. It's like Reservoir Dogs. It's a Tarantino film. So they kidnap this girl. They go to the drop off. They're going to drop off the girls. They're going to get $7 million each. This group of bandits, criminals, high elite status criminals, involving a hacker, a medic, but somehow she's like also the point person, even though there's another point person. And then who else is there? There's this Rickles, this black guy. He's a sniper. And then there's a wheelman, I believe. Oh, and then there's another muscle guy who's just a dumb buffoon. So they kidnap the girl. They take her to this house where they see Gus Fring is there, and he tells them that they have to stay 24 hours. So they're going to tell the father of the girl, who's a powerful man, that he has to give them $50 million, and then he's going to pay them off $7 million each, and then he gets a remainder because he's the one that came up with this plan. He leaves them in the house and says they have to babysit the girl. So then, because they're going to be staying in this house for 24 hours, Gus Fring decides to give them their names because they're like, well, why can't we use our real names and blah, blah, blah. And he said, because I don't want you guys. Reservoir Dogs. All in all, though, with all the bad stuff I said I dislike, which there are a lot, I actually do like this movie at the end because it kind of redeems itself in the halfway point and goes on. It is stupid, but I do like the rest of the movie. It's hard to explain. I'm sorry, but I do. Once it gets to the actual vampire part of the movie, and it is Abigail, although there are moments again that are dumb. I liked what they tried to do with it. I don't think it was great. I think it would have been better if there were more than just Abigail. I think the girl that plays Abigail does a fantastic job being this little girl. Though you could tell she aged. If you watch movies or when they film a movie, they normally say the first scene you see was the last thing filmed, and the last thing you see is the first thing filmed, which would mean the last climax of the battle. You could see Abigail. Actually, when you watch it, she looks younger than she does in the beginning of the movie. In the beginning of the movie, she looks older. So it's kind of weird, but hey, it works. She did a good job, a decent job. The girl who played Sam, she is from Freaky, and I liked her in Freaky, and I don't mind her here, except I don't know. They make her look like New Orleans trash, in my opinion. Melissa Barrera, I don't like her. I don't like her acting. I don't think she can act. Now, mind you, this actually has nothing to do with the statements she made that got her fired from Scream 6 or 7, Scream 7. That's not why I dislike her. My opinions on her have nothing to do with that. I disliked her prior. If you watch my Scream 5 first time reaction, I think I mentioned that she got fired around that time. I said I didn't think it was right that she got fired. I think free speech is free speech. Everyone should say whatever they want, whether you agree with them or not. And like I don't agree with her on that regard, but that's not why I dislike her. I disliked her before that, and I think she should have been allowed to say what she wanted to say. I just think she's a shitty actress. I really do. There's nothing. I don't know why she's popular. I don't know what she became popular of. I just think she's a shitty actress. Totally. This has been like this since the first Scream movie she was in. I was like, she's awful. She is awful. Jenna Ortega should have been the lead in that movie, but whatever. So in this movie, she's awful, and she's the lead. She's the lead in this movie too, and I'm just like, ugh. So even with disliking her, even with the guy who plays Frank Sinatra, or Frank, he has an accent. He's definitely not from here. He sounds like Carrie Elwes from The Princess Bride and Saw. He sounds just like him. So maybe he's from England or something. He sounds like he's trying to do an American accent, but you could still hear that. He definitely sounds like Carrie Ellis. Yeah, but even with all the negatives, like I said, there's a bunch of negatives. I actually did like it. The second half of the second act till the end, I liked how they did it. I enjoyed the movie at that part. So it's not a bad movie. It has problems. It's written. The dialogue is shit. The idea has been done before. It's repeated, but all in all, I actually did enjoy the movie. Like I say, I like the gore. The special effects aren't terrible. They're not great, but it just works for some reason. Somehow it ends up working. Even with everything going against it for me, I actually didn't mind the movie. I thought it was actually an enjoyable film at the end. It did get me at the end. The second and third act did pick it up for me. But the first, it was so many things that was wrong with it. But anyway, yeah, that's me. Probably you'll like it more than I did. Most likely most people will. It's not a bad horror film. Yeah, it's not bad at all, actually. The only reason why I'm going to give it a lower score than most people probably is because it's redundant, and I've seen this before. That's probably why for me. So anyway, I'd give it, if I had to, I guess I'd give it 3 out of 5 stars. It's not terrible, although Melissa Barrera's acting is horrible. And I will say Abigail's acting isn't great. At some parts it's good. It's okay, you know? And I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of vampire films, so that might be another part. But this one wasn't a bad one. If I had to show somebody another horror movie, they asked me, hey, do you know a good horror movie? I would recommend this movie for them to watch, actually. So yeah. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Anyway, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this film if you saw it. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.